Imagine waking up in the morning and you're there with your family, enjoying some breakfast. You are with your dad or you are with your mother, and then two men come to your house or come to your home. You've just visited from your work or where you work from. The two men come and identify themselves as DCI officers. They arrest you, and instead of taking you to the police station near your village, they take you 400 kilometers from your village or your town to Nairobi Central Police Station. And the next thing you know, the headlines on the news the next day, that you are normal. This is the story of Albert Ojwang, a story that has been trending for the last few hours, or for the past 48 hours. I think he died in June 8th or June 7th. But was this an accident? Because the reports that are coming out is that this guy actually killed himself, according to reports by the police. But when I look at the father, because sometimes when somebody dies, it is not them that necessarily suffer. It is not the person that died that suffer. It is the person that is left. Look at this video of the father crying.
That the boy be brought to, so I advised them to come to Nairobi on Monday so that we follow up with the station. And if the boy is taken to court, then now we follow it up from court. Today again, while I was in charge, he called to inform me that he had come to Nairobi to make follow-up of the arrest, and confirmed that the boy died at the police station. It's quite unfortunate because the offense that they were informing me that the boy was being investigated for related to alleged media publication on Twitter. That is really not something that I would expect that would lead to somebody losing his life. It does really not matter what the offense is, even if the boy had killed somebody or murdered people, because there is the law. We would have expected that the boy be brought to the station, processed normally, and taken to court on Monday, and charged and start trial. If he's guilty, he will be punished according to law. Causing people's death in the police station like this or wherever is really against the law, it's really against the constitution, and it is quite unfortunate. It is really quite unfortunate, and this is a matter that will not be left to lie like this. It must be investigated so that the truth about what really caused the death of this boy be revealed. Hey.
Looking at that video, you can see that the pain and the tears that are coming out of that man. He was the only son. He didn't have a daughter or any other son ahead of him. He had just graduated. I hear he had just gotten his first son, just 2.5-year-old son. He was newly wedded. Even the wife is still young. The guy was only 31. So I just wonder what could have caused such a young man who has so much for his life, so much waiting for him, who has a newborn waiting to be fed and to be raised, just decide to hit his head on the wall and just die. And why would this just happen out of nowhere? You know, the first thing that this, let us listen in to what Douglas Kanja, the Inspector General, had to say. Just listen in.
With a few others, Ojwang was arrested together with a few others. It's because there was a complaint that had been launched by the DIG KPS about his name being tarnished. So it is on that basis that investigations were actually being carried out, because he also have got a right to be protected by the same law. Thank you.
Listening to this, he is saying that the Deputy Inspector General, Eliud Lagat, was the complainant. And he was the complainant is because Albert posted something on social media regarding Eliud Lagat. And Eliud Lagat wanted to prosecute him. Now I wonder, what did he actually post? Because whatever he posted is not anywhere to be seen. Because the Albert's account, Twitter account, is already frozen. It is deleted. So the public cannot know what exactly Albert had posted that angered the Deputy Inspector General, Eliud Lagat. And why is this hiding? Because from the rumors, I have not seen the actual tweet or the post itself, but from the rumors, it is said that he said something bad about Deputy Inspector General regarding something to do derogatory language about the Deputy Inspector General. But now I'm left wondering, why are they hiding? What are they hiding? Because if he actually posted something, if this complainant is complaining about something, where is this tweet exactly? And why was he denied bail the time he came? Because whatever he posted was nowhere to be seen. You know, sometimes I wonder whether this country has gone back to the Kanu days. Because during the Kanu days, you know that people used to be treated like this. When you look at history, people like Raila Odinga, who are serious critics of the Moi government, used to suffer a lot. He was jailed for 8 years, tortured. There were even torture chambers. Now today, we are seeing a repeat of Kanu, where Central Police Station, a police station, is where that these heinous acts are happening. Where are we safe then? If we can just wait until a person is arrested, and then when you are in a police cell, you are not even safe. You know, I just listened to what the father was saying, and I couldn't help but just hold my tears, because why else would a person who has a public office report a civilian far away, 400 kilometers away? And then when he reports the civilian, when he arrives at the police station, he is already pronounced dead. It is something that we need to think about and figure out what is really happening in our country, because I just weep for our country. This is not what we planned for. And you know, you cannot hide the fact that some of these things fall back to the president and his regime. Because you cannot tell me that all these things that are happening, and what I'm hearing that actually Albert had posted about Eliud Lagat was linking him to abductions. We have seen former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua talking about that Eliud Lagat is the one behind the abduction, and that he has created 101 AP officers who are responsible for extrajudicial killings and abductions. It was the same thing that rumors say that was Albert had posted. So I am wondering, what is wrong with just posting something? Why is this government so agitated when somebody expresses themselves? I feel like there's this thing about somebody in power thinking that he cannot take any dissent. You know, even Barack Obama, who was among the most loved presidents in their country, he used to be very highly criticized. People used to say that he was not an American, that he was a Kenyan, he should go back to Africa, and that he should go and check for his birth certificate back in Kenya. So these things are not limited to just Kenya. It is normal for any government to become unpopular because of overpromising and not delivering. Because Ruto was on record promising that there will be no extrajudicial killings, there will be no maiming of people or abduction or such things. He was there telling people that his deputy president or his deputy will never be harassed. He went beyond and abducted people, impeached him. So you can see that the trend that is happening is that the current president is losing popularity because of such things. And that is why he is unhappy when somebody is criticizing him. And maybe he's also unhappy when, I'm not saying that it is the president that is causing all these issues, because I cannot be God, I don't know what exactly happened. But I can say that this is something that this regime, his regime knows. Because one thing that we know, this regime knows how to keep secrets. Some of the things about this government we would never have known if Rigathi Gachagua was not impeached. Because this guy has been the one dishing out some truth about this government that we had never known. You know, I don't understand why, even if the government does not want dissent, why they would end up wanting to kill somebody or to kill just an activist. What exactly did he do? Because you can't tell me that the police officers and the IPOA, the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, did the investigation and never found any police officer guilty. That Albert was taken to the police station, hit his head on the wall until he died. Are you telling me that Albert, in his life or in his lifetime, he has never seen a wall? He saw a wall for the first time in a cell? That is the only place he could have taken his life? Or anyway, if at all he did that, exactly that, why did he do it in the hands of a police cell? Because the government is responsible for protecting its citizens. Even when I go to jail right now, the government is responsible in making sure that I don't even commit suicide. Because my life is government property. So I cannot be allowed to commit suicide. Because if I commit suicide, then it is trouble on the side of the government. So the government, we gave this government power to protect us from any of these things, even to protect us from ourselves. So, but I still don't buy this issue of, I don't know what you believe or what you think about it, but I don't believe the issue of suicide from this guy or from anybody from this regime talking about it. And the worst thing about it, the other day, an MP was killed. A Kasipul MP, Were, was killed. And MPs, especially from the ODM party, were very open and were very verbal about the killings. And they came out in numbers condemning the killings, and they called out, even calling the president to take quick action and investigate what was happening. And in very short period, like in 3 days, the people who are responsible for the death of Kasipul MP were captured and justice was served. But when it comes to somebody who comes from their community, who is not an MP, they are all silent. Today I was scrolling on Twitter. Rigathi Gachagua was the first leader to condemn the killing of Albert. Later on, I saw a tweet from Opondo Kaluma. This MP, I don't know from Homa Bay or where. He came out talking about cousins and how cousins is tribal. But he doesn't want to address what is happening to the country as of now. That is when I realized that we don't have a country here. That politicians are more concerned about political issues and divisions more than the lives of Kenyans. Do we really have a country here? That is my question. That we can stay here and say that we elected a president to give us a regime that will protect us as a people. That when I walk outside there on the street, when I talk, when I give my free speech, I know that I am free. You know, sometimes some politicians try to compare us with Uganda and Tanzania and how those people are not yet free. But you cannot compare us with Uganda or Tanzania when we are not them. We are way ahead. This is Kenya. We cannot keep talking and not acting. Our constitution, we have one of the best constitutions in the world that protects its citizens. You know, sometimes I wonder if this regime will take a second term. Because since 2007, we have seen that the second term is the most difficult to win. You look at Mwai Kibaki, the time he was being elected in 2002, he was very popular. He overpromised. But getting the second term was the tough part. And the only advantage he had is because he had Mount Kenya region which has many votes. So stealing votes and adding them on is easier. Look at Uhuru Kenyatta, very popular when he's coming to the presidency in 2013. But what happened in 2017? Almost lost the election, had to repeat that election, meaning that he was unpopular in his first term. And he was saved by the Mount Kenya region having many votes, so he could easily cheat and win more votes. Now we have 2027. Ruto is in his first term already unpopular. He doesn't have the Mount Kenya vote. He only have the Lake region, where they don't have a lot of votes that he could use to just steal some more. So I feel like this regime is getting in deep trouble if they are not careful. If they are not careful, they are going in deep trouble. I'm just saying that this government, and this broad-based government, and Baba Raila Odinga needs to call out this government. Because he said that when he comes to this government, there will be no abductions or extrajudicial killings. Now it has happened, and this is a man from his kin, a man who was a teacher, an innocent teacher. He has left a woman with a widow, a child. He was the breadwinner, he was a teacher in Voi. And now the ODM MPs are quiet. Raila Odinga is quiet. And I want to key in on Raila Odinga because he said that he is the father of democracy. The one who takes care of the people, who shouts for the people, who protects the people, who defends the people. Was this just rhetoric? Will he stand up and talk about these issues once and for all? Because if he doesn't, then all that will go to... Because right now, I don't know, I'm not saying that he's going to die tomorrow, but I'm just saying he doesn't have much to live for. He doesn't have a lot of time before he even maybe passes on. God forbid. But it is not a lot of time. Nobody lives forever. What is the legacy that he wants to leave behind? Will he be there for a regime that used to kill children? No investigations done. We cannot depend on IPOA because IPOA has never done things from the beginning to the end. They try to start something, and when the air cools down, they forget about it. They always serve the powerful. The police serve the powerful. Right now, if I have a person I need arrested, as long as I have money, I can pay the police and they will arrest him, and we will discuss how to bail him out later, whether he has wronged me or not. So, the police and the state always serve the powerful. Who is going to defend us? Who is going to give us the rights that we deserve? Who is going to be there for us? Sometimes these politicians just come together just to end our lives. Because right now, even the opposition is aligning itself, meaning that 2027 we are going to have two choices. Either the Rigathi Gachagua team or the Ruto team. Meaning that in this life, we will never have a better candidate. They will always give us choices. Every time they are the ones who give us choices. We don't have a choice. So let us just pray for our country and just pray for Albert and his family that they can be happy and they can just stay strong because it's a difficult period for them, and hope that they can just actually get justice, and hope that our government we not just stand there. If at all they are doing these injustices, to just stop it, because we don't know, we can't do anything to them. So we can only ask them to stop it. And if not, it is not them that were responsible, to just try to deliver justice to Albert's father and his family. In fact, it would be good if they just decide to give Albert's family some compensation. It doesn't mean that they will resurrect the guy, but at least the child will have some money or some support for his school fees or anything else that they might need to start out life. Because now, a widow starting life again, maybe the husband was the sole breadwinner. Now the mother is left in trouble with the father who is crying right now. And from the look of it doesn't look like these people actually come from a well-to-do family. And the guy was the only son. The father cannot start raising another child now. He's now left without descendants. It's over for the father. So let us be careful, and for the police, let us not just be careful, because this is our country, this is our republic, and we don't have another country. It's either us or any other person that will just build our country. Thank you very much. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I know that I have not been consistent in my posting, but from now on, I'm saying that I'll be posting one video or two a day discussing the current politics. So if you are a fan of politics and you'd like to hear some of these discussions, I will also be starting some podcasts. If you are interested in discussing politics, I'll be starting a podcast in this channel, and I hope that we can grow together and be able to understand the politics of this country. I hope you like this video, subscribe, and cheers.